passion, that's what keep me going all day, yeah. Somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta do it.
Welcome to another episode of SGDI Talks. My name is Yusuf Njai. I'm your host, and today we have four amazing ladies here on the panelists to talk about women in business. I'm going to let them introduce themselves first, and then we're going to introduce the topic again and go right in.
Hi, you guys. My name is Layla. I have a cleaning business. In addition, I have another business where I teach individuals how to get contracts for their business. So if you provide need-based services, janitorial, landscaping, construction, HVAC, any need-based service, I can teach you how to get contracts for your business.
Nice.
Hi everybody, my name is Jenabu. I'm from New York City. I have my own mentoring business in which I help high school and college freshmen land themselves from like their common space to the C-suite. So I help them with resumes, LinkedIn, how to land a job interview, or just how to brand yourself as a professional.
Nice.
Hi, I'm Effie. I'm from Philadelphia, PA. I own 100% organic cosmetics line. I do everything beauty, hair, makeup, nails, everything. It's just what I love.
Hi everyone, I'm Taysa Marie. I'm the CEO and founder of VX Apparel, which is a casual streetwear brand that's geared toward entrepreneurs. I'm also the creator of Dream Hustle to Man, where we provide services for entrepreneurs that can be your website, registering your business, branding. We do branding guides, consultations as well to help you strategize and execute your strategy to launch your business.
Nice.
Nice. Thank y'all for introducing what y'all do. Y'all all got a lot of different things going on too, so this is going to be an interesting topic. So as I mentioned, we're about to talk about women in business. So the first thing I want to know is what led y'all to do what y'all do business-wise?
So what led me to do what I do business-wise? I've always felt like I've just been an entrepreneur. Like, honestly, I feel like there's no other route for me. Yeah, so like when I was, oh my God, since I can remember, probably like 6, I would literally I like to write also. I would write little books on paper, staple them together, go outside and sell them to like adults. I was 6 years old doing that. Then as I grew older, I just started doing more things. So then my mom had like a jewelry kit. So I started making bracelets, jewelry, earrings. I had to be maybe like 10 or something like that. And then I would make the jewelry, I would go to school and I would sell it. Then back in my neighborhood, I would get all the other little kids to knock on doors with me and sell the jewelry, and then I would pay them some kind of commission off of each, piece that they sold. So I always did that as I was younger. I always was just looking for a way to get money and do it on my own terms. You know what I'm saying? Right. Then as I grew into an adult and I'm, working different jobs and things like that, I'm not liking the way I'm treated. And I just feel like my potential wasn't really being captured. Like, I'm worth more than this. I'm too creative for this. And you guys aren't letting me bring it out. So I'm like, I'm going to bring it out on my own. And I've just been doing that ever since. So for me, like, there's nothing else for me to do. Like, that's just who I am.
I like that. Speak.
I
like that.
So for me, I kind of always had a passion for people. Like, I'm always talking, I'm always helping people. And when I was fresh out of high school, I was kind of in like this lost state. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm like, I just want to make money. So I went in towards like the accounting route and like finance. And after interning in those experiences, I felt like I wasn't really doing anything to help people. So I'd always tell people, like, whatever career I want to land in, I want to be helping people. I want to be interacting. I don't want to be in like this confined space in which I'm just working. I'm getting all this money, but I'm not really doing anything. So after talking to several people, when I first entered Baruch, like, there was mentors for me at the door, like, do this, do that, and I was able to land so many opportunities just from somebody, like, meeting another girl and telling me, apply for this, apply for that, and, like, my confidence level sparked, and I'm like, I can do this. So, like, now I'm this young girl, like, making all these money in this finance business. I'm like, let me do the same. So when the freshmen came in, I'm like, hey, I'm Jenabu, I interned here, like, you could do this, you could do that, and everyone is like, you're so friendly, you're so nice. I'm helping people with their resumes. I'm like, let me do this. But I'm like, I don't want it to be like something where I'm charging people, because I genuinely enjoy like doing people's resumes. And I'm like, let me do something I'm passionate with, and I'm gonna work and I'm gonna get my money from there.
That's awesome.
So that's why I started May Mentoring. I'm like, people are like, this is free. I'm like, yes, nonprofit. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, this is something I enjoy because I wanted to be helping people.
It's like
Right.
a different gratification.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just went into that route, and I just loved it from there. So now I'm like working, but I'm also have that on the side. So it's like I feel better as a person, where I'm not just like confined in here. And like in the future, I plan to like take it in different routes. But that's kind of like my main drive for like starting that. Yeah.
Love it.
I feel like my main reason and my main drive for starting it is really just family.
Okay.
Like even with just starting like with breaking generational curses and like starting my own like generational wealth and everything like that. I thought about that a lot. And I tried to pry away from beauty because I've been in the beauty industry my entire life. Like my mom's owned salons since the day I was born, and I've always been in salons. I hated being in salons, so I'm like, I'm not doing this. Made myself go to school for 3 years, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to pry away from it, but I was trying so hard to pry away from my passion. So I really just staying true to myself is what made me get into this. Like, get into this entrepreneurship and putting myself into the beauty industry. Because I'm like, everybody do beauty, everybody do makeup,
Yeah, but everybody knows.
but it's like
Exactly.
yeah, but it's like
Exactly.
that was my true passion. So it was my true passion. So I was like, I gotta stay true to myself and do it. And my parents didn't want to hear that. They want to hear lawyer, doctor. I live in a foreign household, so they want to hear lawyer, doctor, whatever. But I'm like, now it's like I can show you what this can do, and I can use my passion and profit from it. And I can live through my purpose and help other people and profit from it. So that's what really like pushed me to take it serious and get into it and really just profit from my passion. That's
Okay.
So for me, I think it was like when I left to the Air Force, I kind of realized, because I grew up in North Philly, so you know, I had a lot of siblings, but it was hard for my parents. But kind of like when I left, I got a lot of different experiences. I met a lot of different people who do different things, so it kind of like opened my eyes to everything. And I'm a giver, so I'm like, if I'm somewhere, I want to pull all of y'all with me.
For sure.
My clothing brand, VX Apparel, has always been about dream, hustle, demand. But I needed to start somewhere, and I needed to figure out how can I reach an audience like me. So my brand obviously is created for entrepreneurs. I dress like this. Casual, comfortable, you can do anything you want, but it's always been about dream, hustle, demand, which is why I kind of like charge the way that I do and kind of make sure that I'm helping people and still kind of go out my way and still make sure that still trying to pull people with me. But I just knew that I couldn't work a job anymore. Like, I was the teenager that I'm quitting tomorrow and I don't have another job. My parents thought I was crazy. I'm like, I'm gonna get another job, but I knew I just couldn't keep doing it when I had my son at 21. Like, I was in college full time, I was working full time, and I was in the Air Force. I'm like, I gotta start playing it now. So and now I don't have to work a full time job. I'm done school, and most of my time I get to spend with my son if I'm not working.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
You know, you mentioned you couldn't see yourself working. I think Layla, you said you couldn't see yourself doing anything but business, right?
Yeah.
I think that shows a lot. I get self-awareness from that. And I think self-awareness is big.
Oh my God, it's very important.
And that would help. I think that helps people navigate as far as like, is entrepreneurship for them or not? Because
right.
a lot of people get lost in this conversation of just like, either you're working a 9 to 5, or you're doing the entrepreneurship, you're going the college route. They don't know where they see themselves at, but they're just following the noise. Like, so it seems like
you could experience all of those things. Like, we all experienced all of those things and knew what was not for us. And like I said earlier, you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Absolutely. And you have to be honest with yourself. Like, I suck at this. Like, like I'll have staff that are like way better at certain things than I am, you know, and that's the thing about being a business owner, you know what I'm saying? You're able to delegate and you're able to put people in position, or a leader, should I say, based on their strengths. Like, I know I'm trash at this, but I know he does a great job, and that's, you know, that's why we're a team. So yes, you have to be. You have to be.
It's like, that's what really pushes you to go. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
what pushed me. Like in that moment of self-awareness, like, okay, this is me. Like
Right.
I'm nothing else besides this. Like,
Right.
And then this is what my purpose is in life, and I'm gonna live through it, and I'm gonna profit with it, and I'm gonna make generational wealth, and I'm gonna spread my purpose with other people amongst me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's really important.
Yeah.
And you have to be
Self-awareness and
able to
honesty
accept
and-
feedback and criticism.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
This generation, you cut you off for disagreeing with somebody. So it's,
Yeah.
so of
The
course
cancel
entrepreneurship.
culture.
Cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
But what y'all feels, I know you mentioned, well, yours is kind of like, it's in the realm of like beauty. you
Beauty.
mentioned.
Yeah.
But for the rest of you ladies on here, do y'all feel like y'all field is male dominated?
So,
What?
so for me, when I was working in corporate, I was I feel like I was the only woman. I was the only black woman. I was the only one of the few black interns, and I felt like the rest of them kind of felt like they were almost like doing me a favor. So I feel like I had to take 10 extra steps to be in the room.
Wow.
So when I
Yeah.
noticed like my peers are not in the room with me, like it kind of just made me like almost uncomfortable in a way, because I wanted to bring everyone
Right.
to have a seat at the table with me. But at the
Right.
same time, it's like I'm like, are they doing me a favor? Like, do they feel like they're just doing me a favor? So I made sure like it took a lot of like self-awareness, like what kind of person do I want to be? Like
Right, right.
when you see me, like I'm black, I'm Muslim, like I wear my hijab like this,
Yeah.
you know, I can't wake up and be another color. So
Right.
like I'd
Right.
walk in the room and, you know, I'd make sure they understand and hear my voice. So if I wasn't comfortable with something, I would say that. Like I wasn't afraid to speak up, but that took like self-motivation. I'm like, oh my gosh, what if they, you know, what if they
Yeah.
fire me?
Yeah.
What
Right,
if they this? But I'm like, you know, you hired me because I was qualified, or did you hire me
Exactly.
to make your company look better? So
Right.
it's like challenge them, honestly.
Wow.
I feel like within my industry, like contracting and things like that, obviously it is a lot of men,
Right.
dominated. But the good news is that it's a lot of women up and coming taking
and coming.
advantage.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people that I help, or a lot of students that get information from me, a lot of them are women, and a lot of them are doing great, and some of them even better than me in their business. So I like, yes, there are male dominated fields and things like that, but I don't like to sit here and dwell on male domination or
Right.
domination in general in no capacity, because like at the end of the day, it is what it is. Focus on you and how you can be better, regardless of who's dominating anything. I just focus on myself and what I can control, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, well, I got two aspects of my business. So one is the clothing brand. So, you know, that's female dominant for the most part. I feel like
Right.
male are starting to come out though.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't feel like that for that aspect. For the services aspect, possibly I think so.
Mm.
Like a lot of, because I kind of work with other small businesses who
Mhm.
kind of like mentor me.
Mm.
Or I may go to them and ask them for service and help and things
Mhm.
like that. Most of them are male dominated, but I feel like a lot of women are now coming out to provide these services, especially like graphics and stuff. A lot of women are coming
That's
out
true.
in the graphics field. But when it comes to like all the other services like web design, maybe women a little bit, but
It is a lot of
business
men that do
registration
Right,
is
right.
really male
Yeah.
dominant.
Right.
But I feel like they're coming out, but that doesn't faze me.
Yeah.
I
You,
know
face me.
you
I'll
can't let
come
that
right
phase
to the
you.
table,
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna offer more of the
Exactly.
things that you so
Right.
Exactly.
male-dominant, it don't even
It
bother
doesn't
me. I don't even
matter.
think of it
What
as
is
a
that? I
thing.
don't know. Yeah.
What is it?
They gonna face me.
It
Yeah.
don't.
No, I like that mentality.
Mhm.
So we talked about self-awareness, and now I wanted to bring it to like professionalism too, because I can imagine how hard it would be being a woman too, and having the opposite gender. Like let's be honest, like men being professional around you guys at all times. Like what are the
Let's talk
how does
about
that
it.
It's a
work?
thin line.
Yeah.
It is a
How do y'all
thin
navigate
line.
with that?
Well, I take it based off our first experience. So
Mhm.
if you're a professional the first time around and we're talking, we know this a business.
Mm.
Don't be trying to flirt with me 5
Yo.
minutes ago and then ask me a business question because I'm
Yeah.
not going to help you. I feel like
Exactly.
there's no respect.
Right.
You
Exactly.
didn't respect me at first when I
Mm.
first introduced myself as a woman doing this.
Mhm.
Right.
So let's talk about the male dominant, right? You ain't respect me at first,
Right.
but now that you see what I had to offer, you want advice from me, and now I'm not just looked at as a woman
Mm.
that you can try to flirt with or try to talk to. So
Right.
we gotta do that at the beginning.
Right. Right.
Like even trying to like, even though I'm in the beauty industry, I'm trying to like pry into like real estate and like the people
Right.
that I'm going to help me and like stuff like that. It's a lack of respect too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the men in the industry that see women coming in, they think that the women's not on their level. So it'd be like a lack of respect until they see what you bring to the table.
Mhm.
Like they start off and be like, oh, maybe I just give her my services, whatever, flirt with her, she look cute. Or whatever, but it's like, oh no, she really know what she's doing. Like she's really hungry. Like she's doing something. Like so, then that's when they step back and be like, all right, we gonna keep it professional. Sometimes you gotta finesse him too. Like he might not give the other chick more knowledge or his man's knowledge. Like he might not give another guy more knowledge or whatever. But it's like, all right, you want to flirt? I'm gonna let you flirt. But as soon as you give me that knowledge.
Right.
Speaking of knowledge, like a lot of our men are extremely knowledgeable and they're killing things, right?
Yes.
And I find myself wanting to learn from a lot of men just because of the field that I'm in. It's it's a lot of men, so like that's who I would go to. The problem is a lot of men they want to help you, but there's conditions.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go out with me or you got to do this or
a business lunch date.
and I'm just like I'm not interested in it. Unless it's something in return, and I don't like that because men come to me all day looking for game, and I'm giving it. You know what I'm saying? Women, men, it doesn't matter. So I just think that men need to tone that down because it's uncomfortable. Like I've been in business partnerships, and I've literally been harassed. Like it's extremely uncomfortable. It makes it difficult to work. I mean, I'm still going to do my thing, but it's just like, yo, relax. You know what I'm saying? So that can be very frustrating. But I think the biggest thing here is just really asserting yourself and being, blunt and direct, like respect me. And I carry myself with respect. People still going to try you, but carry yourself with respect. And like I have one staff, or like just like with my cleaning company. So if I'm bringing somebody on board, they don't really know me. Once they meet me, they're like, oh, she's pretty, she's young. I could, try her. So they'll try me. They call me names like baby girl, or I'm like, my name is Layla, and that's how you're going to address me. So you have to cut all of that off. Like, they're going to try you, but you just have to, like, really be firm.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's a very thin line.
Yeah.
So I feel like with like the male situation, I feel like there's a lack of disrespect when it comes to like women of color. Like I feel like once you carry yourself in a certain way, they just kind of label you as like, oh, you have an attitude, or you think you're too good. Right. Even like that goes back to like our neighborhoods and stuff. So like when people from your neighborhood see you doing certain things, they'll be like, oh, you think you're too good now, or when you're just trying to help everyone get a position. So kind of people feel intimidated when they don't know what route they're gonna take, instead of just asking for help or asking for a mentor or just asking to like be put on. But then again, it comes to a thing where it's like, if you ask me to put you on, make sure you carry yourself in a good manner, because it's like now when you go introduce yourself to somebody else, it's like you're
it's credibility right there. Yeah.
Okay. So that just ties into that whole factor, like taking credibility. Like, can you bring everyone into the room with you? Like, we gotta separate. Like sometimes our friends and our family, close people, want to be like, they want to go where we are, but it's like we know their traits. So I know, like, if I know you're not organized or something, I won't bring you on. But just being able to like differentiate, like telling them like maybe this isn't for you,
or that you're not ready yet. Like that's a conversation too. Like you probably can do it, but you're not ready yet.
Yeah.
Work on yourself and we can work.
like
Even if they're beneficial to you, like even if they're beneficial to you in some ways, if they try to mix the business
With pleasure.
with pleasure,
Yeah.
like that's where you gotta like cut it.
just
I agree.
Because then a lot of stuff slides. Like even with them coming to you for customers, like for your services, wanting discounts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or working with me thinking, oh, I tell you, oh, this is due at a certain time, and then you feel like you can get it to me later just because I'm your cousin. It's like
Yeah. No, I think that's a good point. And I think, like how you even said it earlier too, Layla, I think it's good to kind of set the foundation, set the tone first. It's just like you're dealing with kids. Like, you don't want to let them get away, then later on you try to put your foot down. By that time, it's too late. So I think it just goes back, when you respect yourself, people will respect you too. So I definitely agree with that. But now I got a little plot twist for y'all. Do y'all believe women are in competition with each other, basically?
yes.
Let's talk about it. Are women in competition with each other?
I
Who
feel
going?
like,
Yeah.
especially coming from New York, New Yorkers kind of have this idea like they have to do better than the next people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that becomes within like a lack of confidence with yourself. So I feel like the first thing, like when you start a business or get into anything, I feel like you need to obtain this level because
Right.
you're gonna just keep looking at the next person. If you
That's
ask
deep,
me,
yeah.
I don't even mean to sound like cocky or conceited, but it's like you should be your biggest fan. Like people
Absolutely.
try to
Yeah,
make
you're
you
supposed
feel
to.
smaller. Like if I'm like, oh, I know I'm this, I'm that, they'll be like, oh, you shouldn't talk about yourself. Like you should, like it should be
Yeah.
normalized to be confident.
Affirmations. Yeah.
And if you're not, you're gonna look at the next person like, oh, she's doing this too. This trying to find faults in other women, but that's
Yeah.
not
Comparing yourself.
Comparing yourself, yeah.
You limit yourself to only how good I am. You probably could be better than me.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can be better than me. Everybody's
Wow.
different. Like
Yeah.
you might have the strength that I'm looking at.
Right, right.
You really could probably be better than me, but you're so worried about what I'm doing. Right. And I'm so naturally like a giver. Like I said, I want to bring everybody with me. So like,
Yeah.
I can still feel when I'm trying to teach you something or help you with something, and then later on you have a conversation with like, oh, I want to do that what you did, but I want to do it better. Or
Right.
well, go ahead.
And
Do
that's
it better
and
if
that's
you do it at all. Because I'm
Yeah.
the one sitting here helping you, so you kind of know like people don't want to really put the work in.
Right.
I'm happy for you. Do it. Do you need a photographer? You know, because I'll get them for you.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about what I'm trying to help you.
Right.
with.
Right.
Stay in your own.
And then even with like I really understand when people say like it's competition, because when you study looking at other people as a competition, you lose sight of yourself.
That's facts,
But
yeah.
when you looking at yourself as your own competition, it's like you're always trying to outdo yourself. Like, okay, I did this last time, I can do it better next time.
Right, right, right.
Okay, this is the energy I gave last week. This is the energy I'm gonna give this week.
Right, right.
That's how you compete with yourself. And then another thing with it's harder in the female industry with like us trying to compete with each other, because I don't know, like we always kind of looking at each other like, well, females, like I don't do that because we know, like I'm pretty sure most of us here we know the originality and what we have in our hearts and the things like you say you don't see yourself doing anything other than that. So that's original. So what's real and original can't be shifted
Right.
or whatever. So
Right.
we probably don't even look, we compete with ourselves.
Right.
But with men, they just so quick to like help each other. Men are quick to help each other, like, oh bro, put me on game. Like
Yeah.
but when a female comes to you, like another female be like, okay, put me on game. Oh, she trying to step on me. She trying to get free game from me and step on me. Like, and it's like it's not even like that. Like we all
Yeah.
human beings here, we're all trying to do something. Like if I see you truly have a passion in something, and you come to me and ask me, because I wish I had that. I wish when I first started in this, I wish I had somebody to go to. Like,
Right.
even to get vendors, they was acting like they didn't want to help me find vendors.
Yeah.
Like it was so hard for me. Like that's the hardest part of starting my business was
Yeah.
females thinking we were in competition. Like
Wow.
I lost a lot of friends.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Friends.
Yeah, I can
lost
imagine
a lot
that.
of people that could have been potentially mentors to me because
Right.
they saw me like doing something. Like they saw a threat. Like they see me as a threat. So that was one thing that was the hardest for me. Just coming into terms with like, dang, everything a competition. Like you can't even go away and help. So now I gotta sit here, get myself together, and figure it out myself. Like
Right.
So that was, but when it's a dude, it's like they be cool to help each other. Like they be cool to help each
Yeah.
other.
They wired differently, you know.
I was
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, we wired differently, you know.
Y'all don't care about nothing. Like
I use the Sephora example. I always tell people like when you walk in Sephora, you see how many foundation brands there are. I'm like everyone goes to what suits them best. I'm like there's room for
Everybody.
I'm
Yeah.
like every company is getting their money. I'm like you walk in, maybe it's not good for you, but to somebody else it will be. Like, but people just see it as no, I can't do it because she's doing it. I'm like,
but
if you
those are people who don't understand what a target audience is.
Yeah.
right.
No, that's real.
Those are, you cannot service everybody.
You can't.
That's why you don't have the manpower to do
You
it.
shouldn't
That's
even
first.
want to.
And you can't please everybody either. Yeah.
But that goes back to everybody wanting to jump into entrepreneurship
And
and
not
not trying to
understanding
educate
what a
themselves
target
or not
audience is.
trying to look like don't know their purpose in the entrepreneurship.
And they just want to make money.
Mhm.
Quick money, and it's like no profits. It's gonna be an endless circle.
You
Yeah.
stay in it for the money.
Good luck.
You might as well just give up after day two. Like,
Yeah.
Passion. Like you could tell a business that has a passion for it versus someone who just wants to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
Because
Mhm.
it sounds
Because
nice.
it sounds cool.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I mean, you know, social media, I'm not going to say it's a gift and a curse too, because it's playing a role. Yeah, because people looking at what's trending. Like, you know, we live in a trendy society. So if you see everybody doing one thing, it's kind of like, wait, I must be doing something wrong if everybody's looking a certain way.
Especially doing
Yeah.
something like this.
Yeah.
Corona,
Mhm.
they made it seem like if you're sitting at home
Yeah.
uncomfortable, they're like if you're not motivated. But
I
it's
seen
like,
a post that was
I didn't
if
like
you
that
don't come
post.
out of
Yeah.
Corona
With a business.
It's like everybody
I'm
doesn't
not
want to
gonna
be
lie.
entrepreneur.
I think
That's
in
so
March, I
misleading.
didn't do nothing. I was like, this is too much.
Yeah.
I was dreaming about Corona.
March, I don't really think I did much for my business, not even like social wise. Like I know.
Me too. I took a nice little break,
Yeah.
a little bit too,
clear my
and
head.
mhm.
Yeah.
Did more stuff remotely, probably online. But as far as a lot of other things, just take a break.
It was a good break.
hmm But to that point you made, I think that's the problem I got with that conversation. Like the post that said, if you don't come out of this with a business, I think the problem people just gotta understand, like everything is not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And like social media does a good job of painting a picture. You just see like instant gratification. Nobody posting their lows. Nobody showing the process. So you making people think entrepreneurship is just you just step into it one day, blow up the next day. Yeah. It takes a lot. Just like everybody doing a line of work, whether you're doing a 9 to 5 or anything in that nature. Like anything you do, you got to put a great deal of work in it. So I don't like when people try to make it seem like it's a versus. Like if you're not doing entrepreneurship and you working, you're not doing nothing. Like that's ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody cannot. Everybody not meant
We
to.
need everybody doing something.
Like,
Yeah.
we need everybody to be. If we all entrepreneurs, what we gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have the superior race.
Who's working?
Yeah, like if every
Right. Who's the customer? Yeah, for
all
real.
just rotating money in a circle, and it's like nobody's really going to be building generational wealth because everybody want to be an entrepreneur, and then us as minorities will have the superior race in
Right.
corporate, the doctors, the lawyers, and all that. That's come on, like,
I mean,
Right.
I get it because it's new. We really
It is
have
fresh,
to
yeah.
Right.
That's
Like, this is something new for all of us to create. So even if everybody want to do
Try it out.
Try it out.
But when it's not for you and you know it's not for you,
That's
like,
the
be
thing.
honest with yourself and don't feel like a failure. No, that's
Exactly.
important
That's a really
because
important
people
point.
will feel like disappointed and stuff. That really could mess up somebody's
Yeah.
self-esteem or anything. Like,
Absolutely.
I really felt, and you got people randomly like who's trying to be entrepreneur. It's not for everybody.
Even
It's
if
not.
I can't be a doctor. I mean, I probably could if I want to, but
I
it's
can't even.
too
Yeah.
much.
It's just
Like,
yeah.
that's how
You
it
know
is.
yourself.
I'm saying, even
Mhm.
if you are a lawyer or a doctor and you have a passion for something else on the side, you want to be part-time entrepreneur. Like, you
Mhm.
can do that. Like, oh, this is what I truly love. Yeah, I'm a doctor and I love that too. But
Right.
I want to start a shoe business or something.
Doctors, lawyers, they can open up their own practice.
On price. Yeah. It's so many ways around it.
Yeah, but
Within
it's
your
still
line
not
of work.
that everybody want to just like, I want to go to school.
Playing devil's advocate for the school thing, I feel like a lot of people don't go to school because they look at social media and see people who didn't go to school.
Go to
how
school,
they really
yeah.
got it. So they kind of doubt themselves
Or they
immediately.
assume some of them didn't go to school.
Yeah.
But a lot of them went to
Yeah.
school.
Even like artists or stuff, they went to
A
school.
lot of
too.
them,
Like,
yeah, they went to
I
school.
mean, I went to school that had nothing to do with what I'm doing, but it
Same,
benefits
yeah.
me still because I went for computers. So I've been
Mhm.
running my own website since I started my business. Like,
Yeah.
that was an expense that I could do myself. Like,
Right.
Because you just started, you gotta keep those expenses up.
Yeah. Cut out the middleman.
And then like school helped me with a lot of things, like even with, like you said,
Networking,
design.
yeah.
Like, I didn't have nobody to go to like really try to help me with my website, but the fact that I learned that when I went to school it was like I did it was beneficial to my business, like, and then even with like I lost my train of thought, cut that part out. But like even in the industry, like when people would just be like, yo, we don't do school, like we just gonna be out there when we get fast and we gonna be stunting, like all this other stuff. But a lot of these people that's out here stunting, at a certain age they probably go back to school. Like they
Yeah.
go back to school. Like this is something that's given to us, like education, all that stuff. Like I mean, we live in a generation where we really probably don't even need to go to school because everything's on the internet, on our hands and stuff like that. Like we're just stealing money from us. But like there's nothing wrong with school.
There's nothing wrong with it at
There's
all.
nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. Like we live in a generation where everybody want to be like the next person, and then the people that's working 9 to 5 getting looked down on. Like it don't make no sense.
With
Yeah.
school, I feel like people downplay school, but it's like the connections you can make from school. Like
Yeah.
all my college
Priceless.
friends that I made from
Right.
college are my friends, like my lifelong friends. They'll give me advice, and even just meeting someone, like the people I met from freshman year, I can call them right now, like, hey, I need help with this. Like the connections you meet with people downplay because it's like an internet society, but you need real life connections with people.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good experience too. It teaches you how to be in front of people. Or
Yeah.
network,
Public
or be
speaking, a
professional
lot of
too.
stuff,
Like,
yeah.
A lot of skills.
See, I went to school, but I went to school online.
Mhm.
You know, I was at work and
Yeah.
and I had my
Oh,
son,
true.
so
Yeah.
I went to school because that's something that I felt like I needed to have under my belt because I was really interested in computers, and that's really something that I want to do.
Right.
But I couldn't get the experience. So when people be like, "Oh, I don't know if I'm going to go to college. See if you like it.
Yeah.
You know what you like it.
Right.
You get there."
Absolutely.
And it's different than high school, so
Yeah.
go to college.
No, that's
And your
fact.
major doesn't really matter, to be honest.
No, that's
Sometimes it
true.
does, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, y'all been dropping a lot of gems, man. I know the viewers taking heed right now. So to wrap up, I just want y'all to give one last advice to a young, aspiring female entrepreneur out there. So y'all could just, whoever wants to start, just one word of advice.
Be true to yourself. Like really, like take some time to learn about yourself, like
Right.
your weaknesses, your strengths, like what you like, what you don't like, and like what drives you, like what makes you happy. So like find out your why, like your why before you start your business. And if you don't have a why off the top of your head, then maybe you're not ready yet. Like what's
Right.
your why?
Right.
And understanding that.
I think mine would be like the first starting point is really believing in yourself.
Right.
I think that's all where it starts at. If you don't believe in yourself and give yourself the confidence, you're not going to do what you want to do, or you're not going to do it to the fullest extent you can because you're constantly worrying about other people's opinions. So
Right.
really just believe in yourself, and I feel like that's the foundation. And then, your why and everything else.
I think, yeah, it ties into pretty much what you guys both said, like earlier with the self-awareness.
Right.
Knowing what your passion is and staying true to yourself and not getting discouraged and blocking out the outsiders. Like, it's really, like, when you getting into this, you really got to know what you want and have that tunnel vision.
Right.
Because there's a lot of distractions, there's a lot of discouragements, there's a lot of random tears.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you gotta, like, you might be setting up a package and you think you crying because the package won't sew right.
Right.
It's something deeper.
Right.
It's something deeper, but you gotta. It's really, really about, like, just go for it. Like, your passion. Don't get discouraged. Like.
I agree.
For me, I would just say, really try to learn what it means to really develop a great, healthy relationship with yourself. Really get to know yourself. Who am I? And do the work to figure out who you want to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're not in tune with yourself, and I know a lot of people that aren't, like they're not honest with themselves
Right.
about who they are.
Right.
If you don't have that, you're going to struggle tremendously, whether that's in business, relationships, whatever. You have to be right with yourself. In addition, also know that you do want to start because I'm on a journey. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I'm not rich or none of that. I'm looking to build and grow because that's what it's about.
Right.
When we first start, we're thinking, a lot of us, right? We're like, oh, I'm about to get rich in a month
Right,
or
right.
something like that.
Yeah,
That's
it's the gratification.
extremely unrealistic. Like you have to know that this is going to be a journey, and you have to be in it for the long haul. And you have to work on building and growing. You're going to face many difficulties every day. I face difficulties every day. I'm stressed out, problem after problem. But I like to tell people, like, your job is being a problem solver.
Right.
So get ready, gear up.
Solutionist.
Get
Yeah.
ready to tackle problems. Like that's what it's about.
Setbacks. Like,
Wow.
You see how 2020 started. Corona
Look
was
at it.
unexpected.
Yes.
Right.
You gotta be ready for that.
For sure.
Wow, I can't thank y'all enough, man. And
Thank
I'm
you for
telling y'all,
having us.
of course, y'all did an amazing job. And I'm glad y'all came here because I know a lot of people that's going to reach out to y'all. So I'm going to make sure I put y'all Instagram handles. And for all the viewers that's watching, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See y'all next time.
1, 2, 3, let's go. Somebody gotta do it. Somebody gotta show you how we living. And come and watch our vision, driven by ambition. Yeah. More than a brand, it's a lifestyle. Didn't take one day, it was a while. Yeah. Through unity, we got victory. Got a whole team.
Thank you for watching SGDI Talks. If you like what you just watched, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more exclusive content and an opportunity to feature it on our upcoming episodes. Also, follow us on IG at SGDI Talks. See you next time.